6 months. 6 months into the last episode that we've done. And it was about like the middle of the baseball season. So I guess like, we left off at like a timely time, but we missed a lot, bro. Like there's a lot of baseball after that, especially that post All-Star game baseball. It starts to heat up in August. There's a certain team we'll get to, like we'll talk about, but there was a lot of good stuff happening in the MLB, like July through September. Yo, like those last 3 months, I'm saying, like solid baseball being played. Baseball teams start to realize, oh, we fighting for something now. Like we fighting for positioning. I remember in the NL, there was like a 3-way tie up until like the last couple of weeks. St. Louis was in there, Milwaukee was in there. The Mets found a way in and then found their way falling. And then like 2 other teams still kind of in the mix in there. And the Dodgers and Padres, the Padres fell out completely after the All-Star break. And all right, and there's one thing that we're going to have to talk about today, and that's the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees from the Bronx. The only ones we know. Honestly, a sad season to say the least, just because of how we went out.
Wait. Don't even get there. Don't even go there yet.
Well, because I'm getting it off my chest, Shane. Like that's the first thing that has to come out of my mouth. It's sour. It's been sitting sour for 6 months. 6 months.
We gotta start. We gotta start with the trade deadline. No. Okay. No. We gotta start with the All-Star break. I think that's the last baseball episode we had. The last weekend series before the All-Star break. Yes. So we go into the All-Star break. Sticky stuff, blah blah. Everybody's,
we didn't even talk about
UCL. That. UCL, Tyler Glasnow's UCL's out. Garrett Cole's questioned about sticky stuff. He says, "Man, well, at the end of the day, I just went CG 1 run against the Astros. Blew 101 past Jordan to end the game." Did that little Garrett Cole fist pump. I'm the GOAT. Solid. I don't need the sticky stuff, but I'm chilling.
He had that one game against, wasn't it like Donaldson talking smack to him? Like, oh, Garrett Cole's not the same pitcher. And then he fans him like 3 times.
Like 3 times in the game.
Yeah. Donaldson's walking with his head down. So like, oh, come on, bro. Come on.
So Garrett Cole talking about, I'm still out here. Don't forget. Like, I know my spin rate's not 4,000 or whatever ridiculous number it was. But
let me tell you, bro, them analytics nerds were bringing out his spin rate stats, bro. They're like, look at Garrett Cole, the spin rate's down 400%. Like,
and guess what happened? CG 1 run, 101 past Jordan to end the game. Last series of the before the first half of the season. Blah blah blah. So that happens. Then we get.
Pitchers know how to pitch. Garrett Cole knows how to pitch.
Exactly.
He knows how to pitch. Come on, bro. He was in a tough division this year.
Hitting is still the hardest thing to do in all of sports.
Absolutely. At any sport. You bring up hitting a baseball against a major league pitcher, good luck.
Especially a major league pitcher that's as good as Garrett Cole. So no matter what you say, no matter how you think about it, Garrett Cole will still strike out 200 people in a year. He'll still pitch 200 innings unless he gets hurt, which he did. But Garrett Cole is still top 5 pitcher in baseball.
Thank you.
People like to complain. People say no. Garrett Cole is still top 5 pitcher in baseball.
No, not people. Stupid Yankees fans. Not
That's
people.
True. That's true.
Like,
because
the lowest of the low.
We'll get to the season awards. But so right after the All-Star break, we get to trade deadline. We had a trade deadline to remember.
Oh my God, bro.
Rizzo, Gallo. We got rid of all the auxiliary parts to get money. We did so much. And it turned into nothing.
That's okay. So look at all the hard work. This is what's been sitting sour in my mouth for 6 months. People talk so much smack about the Yankees. Nobody wants to go play for the Yankees. They're the big money team. They're the big bullies. Everybody doesn't want to play. Marcus Stroman, you can believe what you want to believe, bro. All due respect, you got it, but not everybody thinks that way. Because if you look at what this Yankees team looked like on paper post-trade deadline, teams were scared, bro. We took first place in September, and teams were scared, bro.
Scared. No, I don't. Wait.
Lineup in baseball.
I'll say point. I don't think we had wild card first place. I remember the Rays were still nasty. The Rays were untouchable this whole year.
We had wild card first place. Yeah,
we had the first wild card.
We came in within like a game or two, I think, of Tampa, because Tampa hit a down streak like late
August. Yes, that was in August. That was in August though, not September. September
August,
they went crazy.
We were on like a long streak. Yeah, in September we were like going crazy. We had the 1 seed for sure in the wild card. Boston had fallen off crazy. They were fighting with Tampa like
early in the year,
post deadline. Even after like July, like All-Star break. I gotta admit, like I was looking back at the Yankees, just like that second half record, and post trade deadline, post everything, like our record was shakes, bro. We had that series against Boston, and we lost like 3 of the 4. I think we played them. No, it was 2 of the 3 because one was postponed with a doubleheader. And there was a game that we went to that was late August, right?
That was against Cleveland when they lost like 10-0, like 10-1.
That started the worst losing streak that we had, like post trade deadline. And then we played Miami, and we only like barely beat them. We came out of Miami like feeling like, what are we even like fighting for at this point? And then what was that streak? We beat the A's, we beat Toronto like twice, I think. Cleveland was in that not Cleveland, Minnesota, I think, was in that mix. So we went on like a 13-game win streak.
That was early August, but we played a bunch of bad teams. We beat the Braves. No, so like at the time the Braves time the Braves weren't good because I think they were missing a good amount of people. So we went in there, wiped them out. Anthony Rizzo was going crazy. Joey Gallo, I think he was bad, Joey Gallo at the time, but he was still playing elite defense. To
start off, yeah.
So we went in there, wiped them out. We wiped out the Twins, I think, the a bunch of teams. 13 games straight. The Marlins, we beat them. It was pointless because it gave everybody false hope.
It was a morale boost. No, I think the real morale boost was at the end, and we did lose our win streak. Was the A's series because we played them 4 games.
Yeah, we
won the first 2 clean. Yeah, and then we lost the third game. The third game was close. It came down to like a couple like iffy calls at the end of the game, like a couple missed plays. I think that's when we started to see that the Yankees, they had this huge win streak, but they still had the same like hitting faults, right? Like if Judge isn't there to go 2 for 4, 3 for 4 a game, if Stanton's not hitting the ball out of the park 4,000 feet, the other guys aren't really going to pick up the slack. And then we had a couple guys this year who were like just not the same. Like DJ was not the same as he was 2 years ago.
We found out he was hurt the entire year. So that's why he had like a strain oblique the entire year. And it was like, what? Or sports hernia. No, it was a sports hernia. So like a very mild one or something like that. The whole year. And it's like, why are you playing through that? Just get the surgery. You would have came back. Like you knew from April. You tried to play through it the whole year. Get the surgery.
I guess like in April, bro, you could just sat out till probably August and you would have been fine. And I mean, like Gleiber definitely had so far the worst year of his career, hitting, fielding, everywhere. Like,
are you watching this game?
No, I haven't. It's on commercial break. What do you pause for a second? We watching the Mets Bulls going on. So
look.
Did he just hyperextend his knee?
Did you see that? That's the worst hyperextension I've ever seen in my life. That is by far the worst hyperextension I've ever seen in my life. Derek Jones Jr. almost lost his knee.
Off the court.
He almost lost his knee. His knee almost inverted. Like that.
That's what I saw, and I was like, "What?
That is the worst hyperextension I've ever seen in my life." All right,
Shane, I'm gonna tangent this one last time. I don't like these Mets uniforms. They're the least favorite of my.
The gray ones,
with the like graffiti Mets thing on them. I like these Chicago ones. They kind of throwback. Yeah, no, those ABA tributes though. those
blue ones,
and the red, white, and blue ones.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
cold,
oh yeah.
so cold. All right, man. Let's get back to. I'm going back to we had Gleiber not doing well, DJ not doing well because he had the hurt thing. We officially, like, as of this year, said and done, like, wasted the entirety of Clint Frazier's career. We also
he was hurt, so yeah, that makes sense. He was hurt. He had the vertigo.
Years.
He had vertigo.
I know, but 3 years worth of, like, what are we going to do with this guy? And I know, like, it came down to worst case scenario this year, but we had high hopes for this dude, man. Like, coming into this season, we were like, starting left fielder, Clint Frazier, he's there, he's got it. It's this year, it's his spot. He got hurt. He hurt his foot, I think, to start the season, and then the vertigo hit like a month after that or so.
You got to remember, like, him, Andujar,
another one. We haven't found a spot for him.
Them jokers really went out there April and May and hit like 120. So it's like,
he had a walk-off that was the most memorable part of, I think, his April.
Yeah.
And after that, it was like $190, $180, like.
Yeah, so it's like you got to understand, like, we would have wasted past years. This year was on him. He came out, couldn't hit a ball, couldn't catch a fly ball, couldn't do anything after being a finalist for Gold Glove last year. It makes no sense. And then,
but that's what I'm saying. Can you?
We didn't waste it. He wasted it. Yes.
Nah, you can't blame him for the. I mean, like,
how can you
can
not
blame athletes for their own injuries? I guess, but in the reality, like, did he get it playing baseball? Did he get it doing something else off the field? Like, if he got to play baseball, it's a little less on him. It's more on just, like, the effect of the game.
No, he didn't get it from playing baseball. He got it. The first time he had vertigo was like 3 years ago after he ran into the fence.
No, that was a concussion. So that's the result.
He got the vertigo from the concussion.
Okay. I don't know how much I blame that on him. And all right, so I know we come back to Clint overdoes it in the outfield sometimes. And maybe that's a factor. Maybe that's on him. I don't know if I blame the vertigo fully on the play. I don't know if I fully extend injuries to the fault of the player. I see them as an extension of them playing the sport. Like, it just happens. Part of the game, right? Injuries, always this and the third. And the only reason why I say we wasted is definitely because of those last 2 years prior to this past one. Like, he should have been at least our fourth outfielder. And instead, we're still running out the rotation of Gardy. And
you can't do that. You can't do that, though.
Giancarlo, when he's not DHing.
You can't.
There was room for him.
No, I'm saying you can't make him a fourth outfielder because he's supposed to be a starter. That's why you can't make him a fourth outfielder. You can make Tyler Wade.
2018, he could have been a fourth outfielder. 2019,
no. You don't waste somebody like that. You don't waste somebody like that. When you're a top prospect, you either come up and start or you stay in AAA. You don't come up and sit on the bench. Why do you think Florial he comes up for 3 days and gets sent back down?
Yeah, that's a waste of his time.
No, it's not.
You either want him starting. What you just said. You either want him starting or you want him playing. Getting reps in AAA.
Do you trust him more than Gardy? No. It's a Gardy party. You know this. So the Yankees will never trust anybody more than Gardy.
We don't have Gardy right now, right? Are we going to bring him back? Probably.
You know they're bringing him back.
I know they're probably going to bring him back. That's probably going to happen again.
The second the lockout is over, first news, Gardner's back on a 1 year, $3 million contract.
You say 3, I'm going fucking 1.5 probably. I don't know. Give him the minimum of minimums. Dude, I don't know. We have – I know a lot of people, especially Yankees fans, talk about, the Yankees are terrible at home growing their players. No, they're not.
Yes,
they have a ton of players. They have a ton of players in their farm system who are not horrible. They're top players.
Name a top player in the league.
We have
the Yankees
down there.
No. I'm not talking about people in the minors.
Current right now
player in the league
that we have on the field,
other than Judge.
Well, if you not give Judge, I'll give you 2017 Gary Sanchez still, and I'll
Gary Sanchez is horrible now.
If you compare him to every other catcher in the league,
okay, but you can't compare him to other catchers in the league. You got to compare him to where you have to compare him to where the Yankees projected him to be.
I'm comparing him to where he is right now in the MLB against other catchers.
Let's be real.
Because everybody else, a lot of people don't home grow their own players either. They take from other farm systems and they say, okay, this guy's good enough in that farm system, but we could start him here.
You know who's great at homegrown players? The Rays.
I was going to say the Astros. The Astros.
The Astros. The Red
Boston,
Sox.
To an extent, yeah. Toronto, you can say, because they've had Vladdy in there.
Toronto.
Yeah.
You know who's
the whole rest of the division? Not the Orioles, though.
Even the Orioles. Cedric Mullins is nasty. Ryan Mountcastle's going to be a problem. Trey Mancini, you know, granted he had cancer and everything. He's a little weaker than he was. Trey Mancini was perennial 25, 30 homer guy every year.
I will also give you Luis Severino, granted his injuries.
Do we really know if he's good? He's only had one half year that was nasty, and every other year was horrible.
2018 was good. No, 2018 was good. He had a bad postseason. 2019 was good. He got hurt. 2020, he didn't come in. This past year, what did he pitch? Like 2 games? Maybe at most? He came in 2 games?
You got to remember.
He's coming back from Tommy John.
2015, nasty.
Yeah, he had a solid rookie outing.
2016, hot garbage. 2017 was the year he went.
Wasn't that the one? 16 was when he backed Tanaka.
2016, he was bad. I think they sent him down and everything. He was bad.
Huh. Okay.
2017, he was an opening day starter. No, Tanaka was still an opening day starter, I think.
No. 17, I remember that's when he was the ace. That's when they moved him to the top spot. Because 17 and 18 was when Tanaka started to.
But I think Tanaka still pitched opening day because Severino was coming off of 2016 when he was bad. So I think Severino still was like the number 2 starter.
Okay.
He had a really good full year total numbers, but he was 17. Shaky. He was like the Domingo Germán of like, he should have had a 4 ERA, but he got lucky. Like,
wasn't he still in the Cy Young candidates? Like he was top 5.
That was 2018. 17. That was 2018.
Not 17?
I don't think 2017, because 2017, the whole story was Judge.
I'm looking at his. Oh, well, yeah.
No one cared about anybody else on that team with Judge. 2018.
Baby Bombers, yeah.
Baby Bombers.
No. 17 was the year. 17 he had.
What did he do in 2018? ERA.
18 he had 3.39. He was 19 and 8. He pitched the full season.
So 2018 was the year he was in Cy Young consideration. 2017 was the year he got his name back on the map.
Yeah, no, but 17 he was in Cy Young consideration though. 16 was bad. He had a 5.83.
Exactly.
But he had one of the top pitching wars in baseball in 17 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
19 wasn't good because he got hurt. He pitched 3 games, it says. 20 didn't pitch. And then this past year, he pitched 4 games, 1 postseason, I think.
Yeah,
he had 1 appearance in the postseason, 1 inning. Regardless, listen, let's get back to where we were talking about home-growing players. You think the Yankees don't do a good job? I think the Yankees do a decent job. Not even the worst job in baseball. I still think they have a top 10 farm system in baseball.
I'm not worried. That's the thing. I'm not worried about the farm system. I'm worried about when they break the seal and make it to the league, make it to the show. What do they do? Everyone that the Yankees have had in their farm system,
but go ahead,
either on other teams or they end up terrible. Yeah. Everybody that has been touted, I'm not talking about their 100th best prospect. I'm talking about top 20, top 30 prospect. Every one of them that has made it to the show has been trash. Jesus Montero, we had him for like 12 games. They said,
you're bringing in names. You're dusting off.
They sent him to the Mariners, and the guy didn't make it anywhere. I think it was 2020, even probably 2012, 2013. It was way back.
Yeah, it was earlier, like a decade almost ago now.
Then you have Chance Adams.
Yeah, I remember him. He was a relief pitcher, I think.
He's on the Royals. He's like either in AAA or he's like their long relief guy. after being the Yankees' #1 pitching prospect. Then you have Justice Sheffield. Where is he? #5 starter with like a 7 ERA on the Mariners.
Oh, I always see him on Twitter
Safeco,
now.
in T-Mobile Park. That's like the Marine layer. So you have to hit the ball 500 feet just for it to make it to the second row. And he can't even pitch there. Then you go way back, Ian Kennedy, who granted, he's nasty now as a closer.
I was going to say, that's
when he was a starter, he was horrible. Phil Hughes lasted like a year, and then his arm just, come on, bro. You got to think about this.
The farm system is strong because we have names, is more so what we see with the Yankees.
Yeah.
It's their player development, and it's not just at the farm system level, but it's at the major league level.
Yeah.
The player development, the hitting, the fielding, like that's why all those coaches got fired.
Because
we
let's be real.
Got to that point yet.
Let's be real.
That point.
Think about it like this.
The timeline.
If we look at all of our minor league teams, AAA, AA, single A, low A, they all are in the playoffs every single year, playing for championships or making the. Then they get to the majors. They have one good year and they all fizzle out. Clint Frazier went nuts in 2020. Mm-hmm. Nuts. Then gone.
Then a Gold Glove consideration.
No, actually, 2019 and 2020. If you put that full season together, Clint Frazier was nasty. Years. Then you have Gleyber Torres 2018, where he hit 20-some home runs. Then 2019, it's 38 home runs. Disappears. 2020 was horrible. 2021 was abysmal. Horrible. Then you have, who else? Who else was there? You have Andujar. Gio's not homegrown, so we can't talk about him.
He's not homegrown, but
But Andujar, 2018, nasty. Absolutely nasty. Where did he go? Fell off a cliff. Came back for like 2 weeks this past year.
They tried him at 2 other different positions. They tried him to fix his swing.
He was going to end up being Alex Gordon in the left field if they gave him a shot.
Oh. I honestly,
doubles machine with nice defense.
None. Post trade deadline, definitely has no spot on the Yankees. And again, I think this is another spot we've got to stop wasting this man's career. Turn this guy into some form of relief pitching, some low form of starting. At this point, his stats majorly are not going to be there. So now that's gonna turn into maybe a mid-A, triple-A decent player.
No,
because we're not getting anything for him majorly.
You're not even going to get
major league level. You might get a decent double-A, maybe at worst triple-A player. Nope. You might, because he played mostly triple-A last year.
I'm telling you, not getting
triple-A last year. Yeah, then what are you going to get for him? He's not going to be in the Yankees. I'll tell you.
You have to pair him with. Name someone who has like 2 years left on the Yankees. You have to pair him with like, say they. I don't even know who to say.
I think under arbitration you still have Gleyber, and I think Gio, or is Gio this year?
So say they trade Gio.
Yeah.
You trade Gio. Man, so you trade Gio. No, because DJ's playing third. Yeah. Say you trade Gio to like name a team.
Cleveland.
No, they're not even gonna do that because they had him before. But say you do. Say you trade him. You would trade him. Throw in Andujar just as a throw-in. He gets sent to Cleveland. You get back.
You get back
their utility pitcher, man. Maybe. You might not even get a reliever back because the reliever would have to be like the guy way down for a trade like that. You could pair him with Luke Voit and get a mid-tier starter because Luke Voit is still going to give you 30 home runs.
We're still going to have to sign Voit first.
Voigt's on the team. Some money.
He needs a contract.
He has a year left. No, he's still got a year left.
Isn't that the whole argument this year? Is that it's between him and Rizzo?
No, because Rizzo, they want. So Rizzo's a free agent. Everyone's saying to sign Rizzo or trade for Matt Olson so that you can then trade. You can then trade. We get to that at the end, but you can then trade Voit to Colorado and get some weird, reliever or something like that, or somebody random. That's what they're trying to do. Daniel Bard, 38-year-old Daniel Bard, still throwing cheddar. So that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was still on the team. I know he has the 1 year left.
Yeah, I think he has 1 year left, maybe even 2. Like, remember, he started old. The Cardinals never gave him a shot. The Cardinals, no, I think he's like 27 or 28 when the Yankees got him. But the Cardinals never gave him a shot because as soon as Matt Carpenter started to get bad, they traded for Paul Goldschmidt. So then once they traded for Paul Goldschmidt, they were like, all right,
they didn't need anybody under him.
We're done with you. We don't need you anymore. You can go. They trade him to Yankees, then he goes crazy. I know they probably
goes crazy.
Because him and Paul granted, Paul Goldschmidt's a lot faster and plays a lot better defense.
He plays a lot better defense, yeah.
But they're giving the same production offensively, like 270 average with like 35 home runs. You could have got that from Voit.
Unless you count Voigt's injury from this year.
Yeah, that's
like Goldschmidt also got hurt. Didn't get hurt. So let's pick up from the timeline from where we've been. We've been past the trade deadline. We've been past the remainder of the season. We lose the first game to the Red Sox. Your first feeling, we were practically live tweeting that game. Now that that's been over and done with, your worst takeaway from that game is what?
So I would say the biggest takeaway was the Yankees should have never made the playoffs because we knew what was going to happen if they made the playoffs. Of course, the only thing you can do is make it, and then anything can happen. But when the Yankees have to literally hit a walk-off on the final game of the season just to make the playoffs, and it wasn't even a good walk-off. It was a little dribble up the middle by Judge that
so weird,
bobbled through home late. Like that was his first walk-off of his career too. It's like, Judge, you're telling me you're this clutch? You have like 20 home runs in the 7th inning or later this year alone. And that was your only walk-off ever. So, neither here nor there. But that's how we had to make the playoffs when we have by far the best roster almost in baseball. So you look at it and you go, man, why did we even fight so hard to make the playoffs? Because the second we even got to the playoffs,
it was
DJ's hurt.
Bro, after that game.
DJ's hurt.
Oh, yeah.
So you had to start Squid at shortstop because you wouldn't dare put Glaber back at short for that game. So you had to start Squid. And granted, Squid's my boy.
Bro.
Squid's my boy. Saved our season.
Squid.
Saved the season.
If the Yankees needed a storyline, like if they went deep into the playoffs, we were doing it for Squid, bro.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's not on the team now. He's not on the team now, and that was bound to happen, I think, because the Yankees were not going to sign another middle infielder, knowing there's guys out there right now.
Exactly.
But Squid, bro. This season would have been for Squid. Like, get that man. That's a homegrown man. You want to talk about homegrown, not in the farm business.
Yeah, Liz still lives in the Bronx.
Grew up like 3 blocks from Yankee Stadium, was going to every game. We would have done it for him. But
so he had to start the game. He had to start the game, bro.
Yeah.
And then we still didn't have. Did we have Voit at the time?
We did, but he was on the bench. He was on the bench.
So it's like, that's bad. Yeah. One of your best hitters is on the bench because, yes, we have a better hitter at first base. But it's not like that's another reason why they want to trade him because he can't play anywhere else. And he's not good enough defensively to say.
He can't be a DH. We already got a DH. We got a DH position locked like 3 people down. It starts with.
So let's finish. Let's finish this playoff talk and then let's get into the roster. But give me your take about the playoffs.
No, I'd say the same thing. And more so than not, the worst part of the season was the hitting, was how inconsistent that stronghold of a lineup was. Whereas the 1 through 5 guys were solid most of the season. And then the back end were either subbed in and out every game. They were never like something to be feared. It was guys like Gary and Higgy who were just at the end of the lineup every game, just wondering, like, is this their day or not? Gleyber, you'd have to wonder, maybe he wakes up today. Gio, you wonder.
We had that thought for a long time. It never happened.
Oh my God, never happened. Every day they played Baltimore. I was like, it's gonna happen today. Watch, he's gonna remember.
You saw that meme?
Feelings there.
Did you see the meme I sent you?
Well, they pushed back you saw what they're doing in Baltimore, right?
Yeah, I sent you the video on Twitter. Yeah, I was dead.
Gleyber No. It's all right. He hits the second deck anyway when he hits well. But I don't know, man. It's that bottom of the lineup. Gallo kind of didn't have it at all since we got him. And
he had that one stretch where he had like 7 straight games of home runs and then just fell off a cliff.
That was that streak in Cleveland and all that when we were at Cleveland. I hope it translates into something this year, man. Everyone's got high hopes for him this year. Everyone's like, "Oh, comeback player, he's gonna be great. He's gonna be insane this year." I hope so. Like, our outfield would be solid if he could. You know,
I
wouldn't even bring up. You talk about trade deadline guys that we got in the trade deadline. Tim LaCastro.
That was earlier. What? That wasn't trade deadline, but yeah, like he played like 2 games and then like towards the ACL.
ACL. Yeah. It was like things like that. Just like what was the point? There was guys like, and we got him early, and we questioned this from the beginning.
I think we got him May or early June or something like that.
That was LaCastro, but I meant to say like how we got from Texas and Rugi, and Rugi was there.
He was there in like
May?
April.
He got there in like April, early.
Yeah.
Bought him for a vending machine. I don't know, like
literally
what they trade
nothing.
you for in NBA 2K. They trade my man for like a sandwich cart or something. That's probably what we paid Texas for him because they just did not want his contract. The Yankees were like, sure, why not? We could pay a guy. But
Texas paid the contract. The Yankees didn't pay him a single cent.
We just got him. We just wanted a roster spot filled, so that we just talked to Texas. They were like, "We'll take him." That was literally it. Like that was the exchange. And I just my point is that this guy was supposed to be like a sneaky, like our fire guy, and maybe like it happened a couple of days, like a couple of streaks, but it's not like he started second base and was like ripping the ball. There were like 1 or 2 games where we were like, "Oh my God, it's Rugi." And every other game was just, why is he still in our lineup? Like, and that's how you had to be with most of these bottom order guys. Like, why is Gary hitting today? He went 0 for 6 in an extra inning game last night. Like, rest the man. Higgy hasn't hit for 2 weeks. Why is he starting over Gary? And you start to fumble with these ideas of like, what is going on with the lineup? Like, Boone, what is going on? Are we going to bring you back this year?
So
then we get to the offseason.
Wait, no, you can't get to the offseason. You can't get to the offseason yet.
You can't. No.
Because
okay.
we forgot 2 very big points.
Of the Yankees?
The Yankees.
Okay.
Garrett Cole forced the Yankees to give him the ball in the wild card game, knowing he was hurt and couldn't get his pitches where he wanted them. How you hang a changeup? He just floated a changeup to Bogarts. Dead central. And then he hits who somebody else goes like over the monster or something like that. And I'm like, Garrett Cole,
Kike or
somebody. And it's like, yo, I get you're top 5 pitcher in baseball. I get it. It's DeGrom, Scherzer, you at this point. I get it.
Yeah, after this year, I'd say he's still top there.
You didn't need to take the ball. You didn't need to take the ball.
Who would you have given it to?
Nestor.
So go with the 5th man, almost essentially. He was like an opener for us most of the year. But
which part of Nestor was an opener? Nestor was consistently throwing 6-7 innings. Consistently. After they stretched him out, consistently throwing 6 and 7 innings. And
that back half of Yankees baseball, when we talk about when we were talking about like the win streaks and stuff like that,
it was him.
Part of that win streak was Nestor,
Him, and Odor.
That slips by my mind because the offense just exploded and you're like, oh my God, offense. But Nestor was going crazy. Monty was getting run support. Tyon was pitching good. Like there was a good flow going. We had decent starters like most of the year, and we had a no-hitter this year.
Corey Kluber.
Corey Kluber. Because of like, man, what? Honestly, listen, man, I understand the idea of, like, go with the hot hand. Nestor's the hot hand at that point. It's not even that like Cole pitched the worst performance of his life. We actually saw the worst performance of his life probably this season. But I still probably would have given him the ball, knowing that the Red Sox look at that, and if you don't give Garrett Cole the ball and they win that game anyway, they're going to look like...
It's not about going with the hot hand. It's going with the guy that's not hurt. That's what the whole point is.
Yes. Yeah.
Because Garrett Cole, I know my body. He had like a 7 ERA in August. I mean, September. Why are you pitching? You know you're hurt. You can't plant. Stop pitching. It doesn't make sense.
That was the game we went to, I think. That was the first game of September we were at. Was that late on?
Garrett Cole? No, I think Garrett Cole pitched the next day. We went to the game. We went to the game with
Domingo.
No.
It was either Domingo or like Tyon, because it definitely wasn't Monty, and it wasn't.
I think it was Tyon, and he only pitched like 2 innings that day because that was like one of his first starts off of the IL.
Yeah,
and then downhill.
I don't know, dude. Personally, I still like the idea of Cole going out there, even if he pitched like 2-3 innings.
I know that's what he did.
Injuries. No, but like 2, 3 runs. Like solid innings. I gave up 3.
It felt like 10. We didn't have offense that day.
We didn't hit the ball. That was the worst part of the day, was that we had first and second. The Red Sox got shook. Giancarlo Stanton's coming up. They changed their pitcher, which is at this point in every Yankee fan's mind is like, oh, this is a home run. Because the pitcher's coming out the bullpen. He's throwing the first thing he's throwing. It's a fastball right down the middle. And Giancarlo has taken every single relief pitcher's first pitch fastball to the next zip code. And he did that, except he was playing in Boston, rolling off the wall, and they were all jogging around the bases like, "Oh yeah, he did it," and then nothing happened. We scored 1 run.
You know what the issue was?
Double played next thing. It was bad. It was bad.
This brings us back to the whole Gallo thing, because the Yankees sent Judge on that play, and he got thrown out at home. Why did they send him? They said we weren't. They didn't say it, but basically what they explained was we weren't confident in the guy on deck.
Yeah,
so you're telling me the guy on deck is your cleanup hitter, and you weren't confident that he could get Judge home from third.
Listen, man, the way he was hitting, I understand why they said it.
And why bat him
But in terms of morale, it's again, what's the point?
Why bat
this also circles back to what we were talking about with player development. It's like the Yankees hitting coach for this past year is gone. That was Thames, right? The Yankees first and third base coaches are both gone. And they're looking to make just new developments, new moves, essentially, for this new team going forward. That they realize that whatever they were doing prior, which is, if I were to look at it one way, looking at just analytics and saying, all right, we're going to sit our guys wherever they feel comfortable in their respective batting orders. And in the bottom of the lineup, we're just going to pick names out of a hat. I don't even know. But that's just, it's wrong, obviously. It's archaic almost, because, no one hits like that anymore. It's essentially you hit wherever you're going to get the next guy to move over, to score runs, to, give the guy on base a reason to say, I'm good coming home. And that goes back to the Gallo thing. That goes back to how we hit the ball. Like, the Yankees don't just hit the ball. They have to, mash it in order to score runs. That's the only way.
I think what really messed us up, and this is going to seem stupid, but what really messed us up was, I don't remember if it was Giancarlo or if it was Judge. They posted the hype video the day of the wild card game, and it had Bronxy in it, and it's like, why you put the turtle in it, which is cool, but the turtle's been working his magic for a month at this point. Why even bring him up? Because you brought him up, and then you post the hype video 2 hours before the game, knowing there's no DJ, knowing that Squid is playing short, knowing that Voit is on the bench. They could have started Rugi, but they decided to start Squid. They could have done so much, but you put a bunch of these. You send out a hype video when you're the only guy that's hitting at the moment, Stanton. What sense did that make? So Stanton goes in there. Of course, he follows through, mashes. He should have had 3 home runs that game. He went, okay, Rizzo should have had 1. So that's 1 run. He should have let off the game with a home run. Then you should have had.
Didn't he hit one?
Had,
he had one. He had one. He had two.
He did have one. He should have had two.
Yeah.
He hit one foul.
He hit one around the pesky pole. Yeah.
Does it all the time. And then Stanton had two off the wall, and then I think he went oppo with one, or he actually did pull one again. And then you have Judge, who was on base, so that's all that matters. But
Judge got on base.
So he was on base, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. And the guy behind him was Stanton. Stanton was hitting bombs, and then the guy behind him was Gallo. Yeah, that's where the fault was. So, but you blame Bronx. You blame the turtle.
No, I don't blame Bronxy. I blame Stanton for putting out that stupid hype video, knowing you're the only one hitting. It's not like the whole team is hot. You're the only one on the team that's hitting. You put out a hype video.
You gotta find a way to get everybody else hype, bro. Because if you're on my team and I'm hitting 400 in a month, and you're not feeling my electricity, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna hit you square in your jaw and be like, wake up.
You know what you're supposed to do? Give them your bat. Do what my boy from the Braves did. What's his name? The lefty. Man, I forgot his name. Jocktober. Took Jock. Anthony Rizzo's bat and was hitting moonshots in the playoffs. That's what you're supposed to do. If Giancarlo is that hot, what does he say? Gallo, here. I know your bat has that stupid knob at the bottom. I don't care. Use my bat. It's a normal bat. Hit a home run. Get the juices flowing. Come back. Let's do it again. But what did he do? Oh, yeah. Keep your approach. Hit the ball in the air. That goes 35 feet. Pop up to the pitcher. Pop up to the second baseman. You might run into one. No.
Part
That's how you play baseball.
All year round, or at least second half of the year round, part of me always felt like I could fix Gallo's swing if I just told him, start your swing like a second earlier. Because every time he got to the ball, it was going up the top of his bat. And I'm like, bro, if you hit it like a second earlier, maybe, probably hitting a liner like right center, left center, something there. I don't know. I feel like one of those like high school baseball coaches type things that's like, you could be hidden if you did this, and it's like not helpful at all. But you take the advice anyway because you're like in high school and you're like, you're right, coach. I'll do that, and you strike out the next game. But aside from that, I don't know. Like, I guess the last point to make about like the roster right now, they just got to find a different approach to scoring runs, and it's because the last 3 years have been the same. It's like Judge is going to score the guy in front of him, but that's always just the leadoff guy. For the last 3 years,
that's why DJ was an MVP candidate, because DJ would get on base, Judge would hit a double or hit a home run, and he would score.
For a while, it was Hicks, and I'm hoping to see Hicks do something when he comes back. I hope he comes back healthy, bro. Like healthy. He's in the Dominican League right now. He's hitting bombs.
He's hitting bombs, but he's also hitting 160
in the Dominican League.
I think he was hitting like 220 the last time I checked. It's like, bro,
they posted highlights of him and Gary Sanchez, and every time I see them both in the Dominican League, I'm like, oh, see, look, that's all they needed. They needed warm weather and no moisture in the air, and now they're hitting bombs. Now they come back to the Bronx in April. It's gonna be 20 degrees, and they're gonna hit pop-ups to shortstop.
I think the issue with people like, so looking at the roster, right?
Yeah.
As currently constituted, or whatever the word is, you have Gallo in left, Hicks in center, Judge in right. Third base is Gio, shortstop TBD. No, sorry, third base
base is DJ. Yeah.
Shortstop, I guess, is Gio, but they're not going to leave him
as of
there.
Right now, it's listed as Gio, but he's not staying.
Second base Glaber, first base Voit, catcher Gary, right?
Mm-hmm.
On a regular year, if you're going off of potential, that team should win 105 games. You have Stanton.
If you look at their stats, from like 2018, 2019, you erase a couple numbers in 2020, 2021.
Yeah,
that team should be in 100 win team. Yeah,
100 win team easily.
Yeah. There's no other way to put that.
We have the best bullpen in baseball. Not even close.
Yeah.
You have Chapman.
Our relief this year was dirty, and it was solid. Once like October, once late July, August hit, our relief pitching was set in stone. Like, you could not even move anybody out of there. Johnny Loizaga, Chad Green, Wandy Peraza,
Clay Holmes,
Lucky, Clay Holmes. Who's the guy we let go of? Not that guy, but there's another guy. He's probably still there. He had like the white hair. Nick Nelson. That's probably wrong.
Nick Nelson wasn't good. I think his ERA was like 7, but Nick Nelson had the stuff. Like
there's another guy.
There's
another guy. He's like a ground ball guy. I don't know. Whatever. Those 5 at least that we named, top 5 there, solid. Starting pitching, almost there.
I started pitching. So our pitching, like top to bottom, was our strongest suit all year. So you have Garrett Cole, who even in a down year was still second in Cy Young.
He was pitching in the toughest division in baseball, essentially. So, and of course, his numbers are going to be
wild, but it wasn't. He had the best numbers of any pitcher in the American League.
No, Robbie Ray.
No. Ray. Garrett Cole's numbers were better than Robbie Ray. The issue was Garrett Cole's September was horrible. Yeah. Garrett Cole was the AL Cy Young leader up until the last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
That's when he lost to Cy Young. All his numbers are still better than Robbie Ray's. If you put them side by side, it's all green for Garrett Cole and red Robbie Ray. The issue is Robbie Ray was consistent the entire year. Exactly.
And then he won the Cy Young.
And then he won the Cy Young.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not doubting that Garrett Cole, even what you said, even in a down year, still put up some of the best numbers in baseball because he literally did. But he's pitching in the toughest division in baseball. He's not going to post the same sub 250 ERA that he was posting in the AL.
He was going to
until September. He wasn't there. He was hovering like 298 still before September.
No, but like, because you got to remember the random switch. It was the random switch. How you went from sticky stuff to nothing. That's why his ERA was
I mean, like
Higher.
October.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that's why his ERA was a little higher throughout the year. Yeah. But Garrett Cole, you had Kluber, who when Kluber was pitching was nasty. Like he was always hurt. He was good. And then you have Tyone.
He was just hurt the entire year. Yeah.
You have Tyone, who was good. Nestor, who was nasty. That's why his nickname is Nasty Nestor now. And then you have Jordan Montgomery, who was 5 innings, 6
solid
innings,
3 spots.
2, 3, 4 runs every game.
All year. Yeah. They just didn't give him run support.
No run support. I think they scored like 10 runs the whole year for him. And it's like, bro, what?
And part of the reason why I think like wins and losses, again, are like iffy stat for pitchers is because of guys like Monty, guys like DeGrom, my God, who go like 500 in a season just because they don't get run support when they pitch. It sucks, but it's not that they don't pitch bad. They have good stuff. Jordan Montgomery could, I think, be like our 2016, 2017 CC guy almost, like the lefty that we kind of need. Yeah, the kind of lefty that we need.
You gotta remember, 2016, 2017 CC was horrible.
No. But he was old, but we needed him in the lineup.
Oh yeah, like, he was a stopper. Like he was like that guy. Yeah. Like I'm the lefty that's gonna shut people down.
Exactly. That's gonna be Monty's next like 2-3 years probably. Nestor is probably gonna be 09 CC by next year. Like he's gonna be dirty. Once he gets that slide, and he's gonna have the different variations of like throwing his leg, and he gets the slider down. It's over. I don't know, bro. And then pitching. I think summarizing pitching wise, and I think throughout the entire year we saw that the pitching was not the problem. And I think people questioned it
Matt Blake
at the beginning of the season, but
Matt Blake is the GOAT.
Oh, he was the one coach that stayed, I think.
Yeah, of, like, everyone's got fired.
Everyone else got the boot, and they said,
"Well, and the bench coach. It was Boone, the bench coach, Matt Blake, and the bullpen coach. What's that guy's name?
Was that the
Mike
old
Harkey
guy? Who's the old guy?
No,
he's probably gone. I think he was like the first base coach, probably.
Oh yeah, all the base coaches are gone.
They're all gone.
The fielding coaches, they're all gone. Everyone's gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, I think there's one last, like, before we move into free agency, like, what's next on the table? What's missing still? Lineup-wise, let's say. So we're looking at a lineup here of what consists of DJ 1, Judge 2, Stanton 3, Gallo 4.
Yeah. Voit
Hicks
5.
5.
Voit.
Voit 6.
No, they're gonna put Voit 5 because they're not gonna put a lefty and a switch hitter back to back when there's so many.
Yeah, then they'll need to switch a little later. So they'll put Luke 5.
5. Probably
Hicks will probably go 6.
6, I guess, but you might want to put Gio 6 or Gary 6. Or even Glaber. You know, they're not batting Glaber low in the lineup. So Glaber's going to bat 6. And then they're going to have Hicks 7. And then
Gary's
Gio
9.
7, 8. And then Gary's
9. It's going to be, I think, between Hicks, Gio, and Gleiber at 6, 7, 8 is going to be interchangeable.
Yeah.
Just because of poor hitting last year, inconsistency, being hurt, whatever. It's interchangeable.
Low-key?
What's missing in that?
Low-key, you know the Yankees.
Yeah.
They will put Aaron Hicks in the 3-hole just because he's a switch hitter. They will force him into the 3-hole.
2-hole this year. Like, it was 2-hole Hicks and I think like 3-hole Rugi or something. I don't even know. 4-hole Rugi, I think.
They will force Aaron Hicks in that 3-hole, bro. They don't care.
We were missing people.
You could have the American League All-Star team, and if Aaron Boone is the manager, Aaron Hicks is batting 3rd. It makes no sense. Trout, you could bat 7th. Aaron Hicks is gonna bat 3rd. It makes no sense. Like even like Gardner, like I get it. He was our best player for a stretch of time.
Yeah.
Why was Gardner batting the 3-hole? It didn't make any sense. There was like 3-hole Gardy. It was like 4-hole Gardy at one point. Like, why is that a meme? 2-hole Gardy. No, 9-hole Gardy. And don't move. Put him in the 9th spot and don't move. I used to hate that.
The funniest part is looking at people's reactions to every lineup because everyone hates the lineup every game. There's not a single positive note on the lineup. There's always like, Boone could have set this better if he put. And when they were doing that 3-hole Gardy, 2-hole Rugi, 2-hole Hicks, 1-hole Hicks, it was madness.
Like, oh my god!
There was some people who I think were even just like, yeah, all right, this is good, just straight up. Like, you know, the other stuff is kind of whack, but I like this. It's unique. It's different.
Even Loki, I think the only lineup that people liked was the wild card game lineup because we had a glimpse of.
Oh, they were hyped.
We had a glimpse of the middle of the season when all the young guys came up and we saw Squid in the 9-hole and we're like, let's go. Not realizing that meant he was going to go 0 for 3 and then get pinch hit for in like the 5th inning. Like we didn't realize like, wait, Squid is not going to do a thing in this game, but we saw his name and people went nuts. And then looking back now, people are like, that was a horrible decision.
And this wouldn't happen on a Cora when you're facing a Cora-led team. That Squid could lay down like a sweet bunt single, like out of nowhere to start the inning. But that wouldn't have it's the wild card. You have one chance in the playoffs, and if it's the Yankees, they're gonna try and smack the bejeebus out of every single ball that comes to them. It's not realistic for a bunt. What's missing from this lineup, Shane? What is missing from that 1 through 9?
Speed.
To win 100 games. Speed is definitely on there. I think they still rank lowest in stolen bases, which is why they picked up LaCastro.
Yeah,
and they still didn't do anything. It
lasted about 2 weeks. He stole like 6 bases in like the week he was there, and
like
then just
3 games.
Tore his ACL.
He played 3 games.
He hit a home run. He did all this stuff, and then nothing.
Home run. I forgot about that. Speed's one of them. I think hitting wise, power's obviously there. You have to question again the bottom half of that lineup if they're going to hit consistently or even at least hit for contact. The most trustworthy guy there, I think, is probably Gio, because the last we saw of Hicks, he was garbage. They wanted to burn him at the stake.
I'm telling you right now, Gio is not in our lineup next year.
You think he's gone?
I'm not, even if he's not gone, he's not in our lineup because they're going to put Glaber at second because Glaber has a way higher upside than Gio.
Potential, yeah. And he's younger and it's a lot more at stake.
What does that mean? DJ's going to play third.
Yeah. That's already been set in stone. And I think this kind of, switches. Okay, so what's now going to happen defensively at shortstop? We look at free agency. Seager's gone, and I think between me and you, we're happy about that. We didn't.
I thought Seager was the best shortstop. available.
I thought the Yankees thought that.
No, I personally thought that. I knew the Yankees thought. Everyone knows Correa is the best on paper, but Seager is a lefty, hits for the same power, contact, whatever as Correa. Correa might have a little bit more raw power, but Seager's a lefty at Yankee Stadium. That translates to an extra 10 home runs a year. So so that by itself, I thought Correa is the best on paper. No. Well, he's the best on paper 2020 and 2021.
I think he's the best on paper because Seager gets hurt too much.
So does Correa.
Story gets hurt.
So does Correa. They played Correa. Enough. Trevor Story's been on the field more than Correa.
Story. Yeah, and it's between Correa and Story. And I think what Yankees fans have looked more for is, well, one, that Story's not an Astro and didn't cheat. And then two is that, but the thing about Correa is that the man can hit, and he's going to absolutely rake at Yankee Stadium because he has every single time we faced him at Yankee Stadium.
You know who I think is the best available shortstop for the Yankees? I mean, not available, the best shortstop that was available and is available. It's 100%. I mean,
was available
at the beginning of free agency.
Okay, and it's no longer available because somebody else picked it.
No, they're still available.
Okay,
it's 100% Trevor Story, and it's not even close because we've seen already. Not even close. We've seen already. Well, for me, I know a lot of people disagree because Carlos Correa, he has the flashiness. He's the guy who backs up his talk. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Trevor Story and Carlos Correa have the exact same numbers in terms of like averages, like if you put it out for a whole season. Carlos Correa has played way less games. So
because he's been hurt. Yeah.
He's been hurt. So Trevor Story, yes, and you gotta think about it like this. Trevor Story is hurt by the fact that he plays at Coors Field. People have to remember. Name the two people from, I would say, the last three people that played at Coors that either got traded or signed with different teams. Name the last three stars.
Like the names, it was Arenado.
What did he do this year? What did he do this year?
Hitting wise,
nasty.
Whoa!
Check his numbers.
No.
Check his numbers.
If you look at what he was doing at Coors though, compared to what he's doing,
check his numbers.
St. Louis.
Check his numbers.
It's not. I don't know if it's the same. I wouldn't.
Bro,
I'm gonna check that now. I'm gonna check it now.
He was nasty this year.
It's not the same as Coors.
He was like top 5 MVP. He was nasty this year. He had like 35 home runs. Nasty. Arenado was
and then DJ. And
DJ
was the other
top 3 MVP for 2 straight years. The only reason he wasn't good this year is because he was hurt. Who's the guy before that? Troy Tulowitzki. Troy Tulowitzki goes to the Blue Jays. Nasty before he gets hurt. Then he falls off a cliff after he gets hurt. But you have to think about that. The last 3 guys, just the last 3, have already debunked the whole you're better at Coors Field. No, you might be better at Coors Field, but are you still going to be nasty after you get traded? Or you be found with another team?
Arenado, he hit more home runs and he had more RBIs, but his averages were better in Coors.
But I think that's expected. Of course. But I'm not talking about average. People know that the average isn't a good indicator if you're good at baseball. It's about OBP and OPS.
Yeah, it's still better at Coors. He's hitting 807 in St. Louis. But the last 3 years,
it's not a hitter's park, and he's still nasty.
Okay, but it's not that he was bad, but it's not that he was like significantly better. He's still really great, like at hitting, especially no. He's one of the, I think, if not the best power hitting third baseman, and I think the guy in Cleveland is probably almost there.
Jose Ramirez is like well-rounded. He's not power. He can hit bombs.
He can hit for power.
He's not a power hitter.
I just think that Nolan Arenado is still like undeniably like a power. Like you can't doubt that the guy is not going to hit you a million home runs in a season. That's no doubt. Does he get on base a lot? Yeah, but he's doing the same thing. And honestly, like I think Coors helps only because obviously like the slugging. If you look at his slugging numbers,
his slugging is
hitting above 500 in Coors. Like that's given. In St. Louis, it's a little down, but it's still just under. It's
why? Because of the doubles. Coors Field is huge, so he gets a lot more doubles.
There's no wind. There's no like air density. It's just you hit a ball and it just keeps going.
But that's what I'm saying. So like his slugging is going to be higher because he hits a lot more doubles. A lot of those doubles are getting taken away. But if you put Trevor Story, who's doing the same thing in Yankee Stadium, those doubles in the gap turn into third row home runs. So Trevor Story is going to be even nastier at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. I was trying to get you to go into that. Arenado has the numbers to get into because he was hitting good at Coors and LeMahieu's been hitting good at Coors, and you're going to see Story do the same thing on whatever team he ends up on. I would like him to be on the Yankees, and I think he'd have a better God, I can't believe it. No pun intended, Story being on the Yankees. Like his career would take like a jump. Like being in Colorado's kind of dead. Let's be honest. Playing in Colorado is dead, and it's not even West Coast. It's just like
it's Midwest.
It's not a baseball city. It's cold there 90% of the time. There's no real like incentive for players to play baseball in Colorado. They were good early 2000s, a couple years, I think. Yeah, and then since then, it's just been
Matt Holliday years. Matt Holliday, Troy Tulowitzki. They were nasty. Like 2007.
They still got like some of their core guys. Like Blackman, I think, is still the core guy there.
He's trash now.
He's on the downtrend. Yeah, they have Tapia, I think.
Right? Raimo Tapia. He's nasty.
Yeah, he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be the next big thing out of there.
Brandon Rogers. The second baseman.
They had a pitcher. Also from like not this
Herman Marquez. Yeah, he's still on the team. He's like the only good pitcher to ever come out of Colorado. It's been like a long, other than Ubaldo from like 20.
Ubaldo, he
like 2010.
He went into Baltimore and then he got smoked by the Yankees every year.
Like, so if you really look like, that's who I want the Yankees to get.
You want Story? Because Again,
Carlos Correa is going to get a 13-year contract for $400 million. Like, no, please spare me.
Hold on, though. The other thing is that Correa, he gets hurt more, and that contract doesn't translate well, but his numbers say they do. More importantly, he's younger than actually Story. He's 2 years younger than Story.
That's fine.
And the upside is still there for him. Bro, he's only been in Houston, I think, 6 years, maybe 7 years?
Yeah, no, it's 6 because everyone, they all reach free agency. This is their first contract, so they're all 6 years into their career.
And I mean, like he came up with Altuve and Bregman, with all those guys were coming up like to start the Astros dynasty, and like he's a core guy there. There was hints of him going to Detroit, and that's now dead because they picked Javi over him.
Yeah.
I personally think that's a bad move.
No, it's a great move. You know why?
For who? For the Tigers?
You know why? Because
why? For the Tigers?
Yes. You know why? Because he's going to show them how to play like grown men. Javier Baez might not be the best hitter, but he hits bombs, and he shows people. Look, we may not be the best players out here, but we're going to get under their skin and they're going to hate us. And that's what he's going to teach them how to do. And defensively, he makes everyone around him better. So you put him at shortstop. You move Nico to second base.
Mm-hmm. It was like Goodrum, right?
Nico Goodrum. He was a decent, then you move Jonathan Scope to first base. Miguel Cabrera, you're not seeing a glove. Don't even pick it up.
He's DHing every other day, probably.
DHing and bench. That's it.
Yeah.
So now your defense all the way around the infield is nasty. Like your defense in the infield is nasty because Nico's an elite defender, but he just can't hit. So now you put him at second base, put him at 9-hole, and that's it.
Will any of that translate into good hitting for them in the new year is the other problem.
It might, because probably now not. Javier Baez is going to look at that 485-foot center field fence and go, man, I can't pimp a home run here. I gotta start hitting doubles, and his
average is going up.
His average is gonna go up 20 points.
Yeah, he strikes out a lot. Like, and on the Mets, that was his worst deal. And I think in Detroit, I think was top 10 in the league in striking out. So I don't know how well that translates to their hitting.
But here's the main reason why it translates.
New, fresh guys, new manager. There's stuff growing there, I guess.
Here's the main reason why it translates. 6 years, 140. 13 years, 365 million. That's why it translates. In 6 years, if it doesn't work out, he's gone. In 6 years, if Carlos Correa is the worst shortstop in baseball, you still have 10 years left. Like, it's gonna feel like
you just gotta hope. I know Hobby has the trade clause in there. I think after 3.
I think he has no trade, but 2. he can say trade me, and they can trade him.
Probably. If Correa doesn't get a trade clause with his, we're gonna be cooked. If somebody,
which is why I say no.
But hey, because he's gonna get that 13-year contract wherever he goes. Because he's getting a 10
look,
plus.
Think about it. Trevor Story is gonna get 8 years, maybe. Let's say he gets 6 to 8 years, right? 8 years. I think
he's about to be 30.
So you get. I don't think he's that old. I think he's like
29. No, he's 29 something. Trevor Story 29.1, whatever that is. Okay, he just turned 29.
So if
8 years sounds right though.
8 years. So 8 years on the Yankees. What does that mean? He's playing shortstop for the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sliding him to third base.
I was gonna say he's probably going to second or third.
Or left field.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more far-fetched because I don't think he's ever played left. But he's moving
and also because we'll have
off of
Gallo
shortstop.
Still there.
No, Gallo's only there for this year. They're going to
sign him probably. You don't think they're going to re-sign Gallo?
You think they're going to choose him over Judge? They have to get Judge done first, and then that time Gallo's going to sign somewhere else. And no matter how much we think Gallo sucks,
only because
no matter how much we think Gallo sucks, he's still a 40 homer guy with almost a 400 on base percentage. He's gonna get paid.
Which is why I was gonna say, like, I think the Yankees have still incentive. I think after this year, there's a lot of money coming the Yankees' way still. Like, there's not too many, like, other than Judge and now I think Gallo, there's not too much contract money in the way.
Stanton.
I don't think Voigt's not going to be in the way.
His contract's backloaded.
Yeah, I know, but he's like the only other guy. Maybe Sevy's the only other guy, and I think Chapman. But Chapman's, I think, done after this year too.
I think Chapman has 1 or 2 years left. Like, I think this year might be his last year.
The Yankees will probably be working with some money, like for the Judge stuff. I think Gallo's still an opportunity because they want to fill out their outfield. I mean, and I think Hicks is the guy in the chopping block of all the people.
And that's why they sent it to the Dominican League because they want to see if he's good so they can trade him.
They want to see, can you hit against Dominicans, bro? Because you're going to be hitting against them when you come back. we're still going to be in this lockout. There's going to be straight Dominicans in the league now. Whatever.
So what?
Okay.
One thing, though. So that's what you want. What do you think the Yankees are actually going to do?
Shortstop?
Yeah, at shortstop.
I think the crowd favors Story. But the Yankees, I think, favor long-term value to a contract. And I can still see them going after Correa and getting Correa.
Nope.
I still see it. No. Because
Again,
he's still younger. Again, he still puts.
You don't know these Yankees.
Numbers.
You're thinking of George Steinbrenner. We're talking about Hal Steinbrenner here. No.
But what's been the major difference in that we're gonna expect Story, like, again, I don't think Story's off the table. I think it's like 1A and like 1AA, like not even 1B, like 1A and 1AA.
Okay, so you're not understanding what I'm saying.
In terms of what the Yankees are going for, I still think that Correa is still one of their top options. Not just because he's available, but because he's still going to be a good player for the Yankees. And in a long-term basis, that's what
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that at all. With I think you're right.
Like A-Rod and guys like,
I think you're right 100%. But what are the Yankees going to do?
Dude, that means the same thing. Is that they probably will still do that.
They're not going after either of them. They're gonna go sign Andrelton Simmons or some
What
scrub.
Is wrong with you?
And then they're waiting for Volpe or Peraza in the minors, 100% to play shortstop. That's where they're going after a stopgap because DJ's still there for another 5 years. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna say, hey, we're just gonna punt on this. Andrelton Simmons or some shortstop from another team that means nothing. Or what I heard recently was Matt Chapman, third baseman Matt Chapman. The Yankees are going to trade for him and Matt Olson, put Matt Chapman at short and put Olson at first. I said, wait, please don't.
Okay, so hold on. That's funny because I think I had seen some. It was you know like Foolish Baseball. I think.
Yeah.
I think I like YouTube videos. Like I follow the Twitter account, and there was something about like a while back about Matt Chapman being flexible, and I think they asked him about it after a game, and he's like, "I play third base. I don't play any other position. He's not going to play shortstop anywhere else. I think he plays third base because he's going to play third base."
No, if the Yankees say, "Hey man, we need you. We're trading for you. You're playing shortstop," and what is he going to do? Say no? Like he can fight it. But once he goes out to shortstop and makes a nasty play at shortstop, and the Yankees crowd start going, Matt Chapman, over his Derek Jeter play, what is he gonna say?
That's a great not a shortstop
thing. Oh,
he's not. He's not a short. He's a third baseman.
Bro, you know how much range he has?
Defensively, he's probably the best defensive third baseman in the league. Like the man can cover every corner from second base to the foul corner.
He almost made Marcus Semien a Gold Glover because Marcus Semien never had to go to his right.
Yeah, he was always there. That's what I'm saying. The man has the range like to be the. He could cover the world if he needed to.
The best fielding third baseman. It's him, Arenado, Gio, and everybody else. No, sorry. Him, Arenado, Machado, Gio, everybody else.
I think Gio's still a little high. I'd put I keep forgetting my dude in Cleveland. Still there.
Jose Ramirez? He's not better. He's not better. Nope, not even.
Than Gio?
Not better than Gio.
Defensively?
Not better than Gio defensively. Offensively, way better. He's not better than Gio defensively. Gio
I don't know.
Is nasty. Gio's a vacuum. Gio's a good defender. He's not good. I'm not doubting great his top five. Defender.
Gio's good. No, Gio's a good defender. Like I'm not gonna deny him of his like solid play at third base for the Yankees. But I mean, listen, my guy had Lindor for a time with him.
You can't name five better defensive third basemen in the league. You can't.
Than Gio?
Than Gio.
No, I mean he would be five. I'd still have your top three. No, you named him four, but I'd put him behind.
Who was five? Who would be four then? I gotta hear this because I'm trying to think.
Third baseman from Cleveland.
He's not better. He's not.
Dude, yeah.
Okay, Josh Donaldson. Josh Donaldson is a better fielding third baseman. Well, maybe in his prime. I don't know what he did this past year.
Oh, not now. Yeah, okay. Not now.
I was about to say. Now. Okay. No. I'm telling you, Gio's top five. I would put him 4.
But he's not going to be in the lineup this year. That's going to be big.
Oh, he's not playing.
Yeah, there's also
that. 25 home runs for some random team like the Mariners next year or something like that. No Kyle Seager. They're going to trade him to the Mariners.
So let's wrap this defensive aspect up. Is that the Yankees are going to forego any of the big name free agents at shortstop this year.
That's what I think. You have your story.
No, you think the Yankees are going to do that. That's what you think the Yankees are going to do.
Yep.
Okay.
They're gonna get
you're on your own
Simmons.
Terms. What you want is Story.
I want Story, 100%.
Okay. All right. I'd like either of them. I think I see the Yankees still going after Correa.
They're gonna be in the bidding war. Do I want them to do that? No, because that means Judge is going to have to take some backloaded contract, which is fine with him, I'm sure. Or he's going to have to take a front-loaded contract, and Correa is going to have to take a backloaded contract. So either way, fine with me. So yeah, either way, fine with me. Either way, fine with me. I don't really. The only reason why I choose Story over Correa is because of the size of the contract Correa is going to get is going to be.
Right.
I don't want
and how that
on
translates to the future of the Yankees.
Yeah, it's going to mess up the future. And Correa can stay at shortstop longer than Story. So he's going to fight to stay at shortstop when you have all these young guys that are nasty in the minors that you want to give at least one of them a shot. You can't play both of them, but give Volpe.
It's Volpe.
He's from Jersey.
Other guy?
It could be nasty. And then Oswaldo Peraza or something like that.
Okay.
Oswald Peraza, who they said right now his defense plays. He would be one of the top fielding shortstops in baseball right now if he came up. The issue is he's not that good offensively yet. He has bat skills.
Oh, then he'd fit perfectly on the Yankees right now.
No.
A perfect fit.
No, he's like
the way their offense is right now. That's what I'm saying. No, I know.
He's like a contact guy. He's like a slap hitter right now. They want him to be more of a power guy. So Volpe,
slap hitting doesn't even translate into the MLB anymore.
Exactly. The way his bat plays right now. No, slap hitter. That means there will be no shift. Because if I can just say, "Oh, I'm going to left field," blink, and then it goes to left field. Yeah.
Again.
But like that's why Nick Madrigal plays so much on the White Sox. He's trash. They said he had the lowest exit velocity and the lowest launch angle in baseball. But he plays because he can say, "I'm going down the left field line right now." Yeah. Boom, down the right field line. Boom, and do it.
That's a pinch hitting situation, I think, in baseball. For a player who does that. You can't start a guy like that. You throw him a couple pitches, he slap hits it one way. All right, next time he comes up to bat, you're getting high fastballs. You can slap hit that, but it's going to go foul territory. You're going to hit it straight to the third baseman.
I think it works if you're elite speed like Tim LaCastro could play.
Yeah.
You've got Nick Madrigal. I don't think he's like 99 speed like Billy Hamilton, prime Billy Hamilton. He's not that.
Dude, I don't even like that. Who's that on the White Sox? You said.
Yeah, Nick Madrigal.
Yeah, that doesn't even like raise an eyebrow to me.
Because like D Gordon, if D Gordon didn't get hurt so often, D Gordon would still be a starter in the majors right now, because no pop, but wherever he wanted the ball to go, it went, and he was turning every single into a double, every double into a triple, and every triple into a inside the park home run. Every one of them. That 99 speed, he was nasty. So that's why it played. Nick Madrigal's not doing that. So yeah.
It was him and Bill. I remember Billy Hamilton like 6 years ago, rounding the bases like it was nobody's business.
But hey, here's the thing: you can't steal first base. So with Billy Hamilton, he could not get on base. But when he got on base, stole second, stole third, scored on a pop fly. Yeah.
All right. If we talk free agency, who are the top 3 free agents you think still out right now?
Overall, or you talk for the Yankees?
Overall. Like, who's going to get the most,
Correa's getting the biggest money.
Okay.
Story's going to get the second biggest money.
Okay.
And after that, it's really like a big drop-off. Like, who else is there?
I mean, in terms of money, if you're looking at that, you've got Kershaw, Greinke, Bryant.
Kershaw's not getting big money. He's going to take like a 2-year deal just so he can pitch a couple more years and retire. Either he's going back to I want the Yankees to go after him, but either he's going back to the Dodgers or he's going to the Rangers. Because
I think he goes back to the Dodgers. The Rangers have money to spend, but I don't know if they'll even go in that direction. Greinke probably goes back to
Kershaw's
the Astros.
Kershaw, bro. Kershaw's Kershaw.
Yeah.
If he's available, you go after him. Why? Because he lives in Texas. He's a Texas guy.
He's from Texas, yeah.
So you go, hey, man, come pitch at home for 2 years.
It'd be nasty if the Astros get him. They
I don't think Greinke he would do that, get him. I don't think he personally would do that. Just he doesn't want to get booed everywhere he goes. He's not.
He won't get booed if he goes to Houston, though. I know he had the Dodgers thing with I hate the Astros, but he's not going to get booed in Houston. With him and Verlander as a pairing there is, I think, what people are going to want to see. Like that'll bring in big like.
And Lance is still there too. Lance McCullers, Jr. is nasty.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'd probably say the same. Correa and Story go 1 and 2. Bryant still being free is like weird to me, because I thought the Giants were going to just take him back and they were going to be like, all right, we like this guy, we can play him wherever. But he seems more like, I think he's going to end up in another like central team, like just somewhere. He could end up in like Detroit, Texas, probably. I don't know if Texas will pay him for that though. They probably don't need him as an outfielder. But I don't see anyone else. The Yankees were in like a name associated with him for a while, and then like the lockout hit, and we don't need him.
But you know what the issue is? He doesn't like
I think the
Giants played him at third, but he's not like a third baseman anymore. Like he played a ton of center and right. Yeah. So it's like he's really an outfielder. If you're getting him on your team, you're getting him to be what DJ was supposed to be for us. Chris Bryant,
rotation guy,
go to third, go to left, go to center, go to right, go to first base on a rotation. That's what DJ was supposed to be. You're at first today, you're at second tomorrow, you're at third the next day, and just go on a rotation. And then Gleyber got hurt. So then it was like, well, you're playing second every day now.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not what it was. What's his name? Didi got hurt.
He's on in 2019.
2019. So then Gleyber had to play short. That's what happened. So then they put DJ at second. He became an MVP candidate. And they were like, well, you're stuck there now. That's what happened. So I think whatever team Chris Bryant goes to, whether it be the Mets or the Yankees, God forbid, I wouldn't mind him being on the team because he's nasty, but where are we going to play him? He would have to be our center fielder. He would have to be our center fielder.
Yeah, and that means no Hicks, and we still got Hicks on.
That's fine with me. Send Hicks to the gulag. You already know how I feel about Hicks.
If you still feel that way, I mean, fine. But listen, I'm hoping that Hicks has a comeback season.
Oh,
at
me
least
too.
One more year. At least
he's going to be on the team. So if he's there, you have to be nasty.
He's already on the team. Yeah. It's not even that. But it's not like he's going to move anywhere else. Can't move to any other part of the outfield. He can't move infield. Can't DH him. We don't have space for Chris Bryant on our team.
No, we don't. 100%.
No.
Yeah. And he's another righty, the slow guy. Like, it's not even, he's not slow. He'll be the fastest Yankee, but it's not even worth it.
So he probably would be the fastest Yankee, actually.
Oh, 100%. Like, if they don't bring Gardy back, he's the fastest Yankee.
And maybe Gleyber after him.
No, Gleyber's Judge is faster than Gleyber. Gallo's faster than Gleyber. Who else is faster than Gleyber? Stanton is faster than Gleyber.
I don't know about Stanton.
No. Trust me, sprint speed. Gleyber is as slow as DJ. Very hard to believe, but if you put them side by side and say run, Gleyber would win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have to.
Gleyber would win, but it's not by much. He's doing a bunch of this. He's doing a bunch of this, but he's not going anywhere.
It's either him or, actually, Gio's not even fast at all. The whole infield is slow, and you said the whole team is missing speed, so that'd be the only thing. You want to do awards
for the Yankees,
like MLB awards?
Okay. Do you remember our picks from the beginning of the season? To see
I have them written down.
So,
do I have them written down?
They're somewhere. They're probably in the drive, but. I think I picked Judge to be the MVP this year, and I believe he was.
Oh, we all Yankees. Wait, are we just talking Yankees, or are we talking MLB? Because I said
MLB.
Oh, okay. We picked all Yankees to like. I had Garrett Cole going 18-3 this year.
I told you that was impossible. I told you it was impossible. You didn't believe me. There's no way off a shortened season you go 18-3.
No. He started the season like he was going to.
Yes,
and then he had a terrible game at Texas, and it was like, never mind.
Yo, literally, the way he started the season, I was shocked. I was like, yo, you might be right. Like, he might go 18-3.
The first bad game at Toronto, and it was like, oh, nah, I'm Garrett Cole. Let's get through this. Won like 4 straight starts, like 5 wins. And then it went bad. But we picked Judge for MVP. You said he won MVP?
No, I said it. I believe he won MVP. Because, Ohtani, by far, best numbers. Mm-hmm. Nobody was more clutch than Judge. Judge he went 39-99 or something like that. He easily should have went 40-100, but somewhere down the road, the Yankees probably sat him for no reason because, every time he played center field last year, they sat him the game after that when he was fresh. He played considering he could play right the next day. So he probably sat out an extra 5 games. One of those games he would have hit a home run. He would have easily went 40 and 100. 20 plus home runs in clutch time. So 7th inning on. 20 of his 39 home runs were in the 7th inning or later. Tying or putting the Yankees in the lead. Nobody was more clutch than him. The only reason why he wasn't noticed is because Ohtani was doing something we haven't seen in 100 years. And Vlad had 40 home runs in like his first full season. So that's why people were like, "Oh, Judge who?"
He almost had the triple crown too. Yeah, like
and then Salvi put up 50, a 50 bomb from the catcher.
Oh yeah,
position, which makes no sense. He had like 48 home runs from the catcher. Like no one's ever done that before. I think Piazza was like the closest, and he had like 44 or 45 or something like that.
No, he beat his record this year. I think too. They announced.
So it's like.
Judge MVP.
Really should have been the MVP. Granted, I'm not saying he put up the best numbers because, like I just said, Ohtani and Vlad wiped him out with numbers. But who was the most valuable person to their team? Aaron Judge. The Angels suck with Ohtani and without Ohtani. It does not matter. The Blue Jays, Vlad was only valuable because Semien was there. If Semien didn't hit his 50 home runs, Vlad would have just hit 30 and been obscure somewhere. So that's how I feel.
Honestly, I do like the argument, especially about the Angels when it comes to MVP, because so much can be said about Trout and how great he is.
Useless stats.
He deserves the MVPs, yes, because he's doing stuff that we haven't seen before. But look at that 2018 year with Mookie. Mookie outshone him. Numbers wise, actually they were about equal, especially like in WAR. In WAR, they were practically the same. But people look at Mike Trout and they look at, okay, this team could be a ton worse. And if you look at what he's doing consistently year after year after year, this guy always deserves MVP. It's almost the same argument for like LeBron. Who's going to be better than LeBron up until, let's say, like 2020-ish LeBron? Who's going to be better than LeBron in the NBA? They're going to be the MVP this year. But 2018 Mookie beat out that argument, and that argument should be used furthermore every single year, because you shouldn't just look at a single guy based on what numbers he's putting up every year. That's great, but his team went sub 500, 500 at that.
Consistently they're not in the playoffs. Trash,
and it's weird because I don't know, from like an analytics point of view. It all makes sense. It justifies why Trout wins. It justifies why, Ohtani won because Ohtani did incredible things this year. He was valuable to his team in uncountable amounts of ways. Again, on the analytics side, that justifies all of that. If you're looking at stuff like what you're saying, like Judge is the most clutch player probably in the MLB based off his numbers that he put up this year, that could be a factor in there too, especially in terms of like value, because he provides wins with either game leading RBIs, game tying, or walk-offs. All of that adds up too. There's so much more to it than I think analytics is really looking at. And I know analytics goes super, super in depth. And like, I'm kind of grateful for that because like I like math and stuff like that. That all makes sense to me. It just, from a sports standpoint, you kind of have to look at like where players are gravitating towards. Like, who do players look at when they go into the postseason and say, that man right there, he put in the work this year. Like, he's deserving of some postseason, not just postseason, but year-round like award contention at least. Vladdy, his team didn't make the playoffs. They were still pretty good. They were better than the Angels, I think, this year still, right? Toronto? They were like in the playoff hunt up until like
the last They were one game back of the Yankees.
Right. And, you know, there's other guys in the league that I think maybe this year's playoff contention in terms of individual players wasn't as strong as, like, let's say Ohtani was for like the entire year, right? Like, of all the teams that made the playoffs, there wasn't one player where you could say, okay, this guy measures up to Ohtani 110%. He could probably win an MVP award. I don't think that kind of adds up there. His team to make the playoffs though. But
you're talking about playoff? Yeah.
And like I think that's where that kind of gets lost, right? It's like, yeah, we want to look at teams that made the playoffs, okay, but which player from the playoff teams played better than this one guy? Maybe the argument gets lost there.
My thing is, a lot of like, I'm with you with the analytics. Like, it makes baseball, it opens up baseball to a whole different world. Like, you look at that, you're like, absolutely. Wait, this guy might have actually
not even just baseball anymore. Yeah,
no, I understand. I'm talking about just baseball. Like, you can't truly measure clutch. You can look at numbers that he put up in the clutch, but how many of those were really clutch? Like, how many of those came when your team was really had their back against the wall? Like, Ohtani, let's be real. If the Angels were in first place, Ohtani would have hit 25 home runs this year. But because they were in fourth or fifth, he was getting cookies the whole year. Like, the amount of chest-high fastballs that he just loaded up on, like, Judge never got those. Judge never got middle fastballs like Ohtani did. Ohtani was teeing off. Did,
but because he's so tall, they're at his knees. Like, those would be middle to every other player in baseball except Judge. Ohtani still like 6'5".
Off, bro.
But he's teeing off on. Dude, it wasn't just middle fastball. It was fastball at his face. It was fastball way outside. He was teeing off on everything, bro. He was hitting beach balls out there, bro. Like,
but he was getting junk pitches. Like, Judge never like next year. Let's see what Ohtani. If he repeats it, then by all means, Ohtani is the greatest player I've ever seen. But if next year, let's see, because people are gonna say, wait, when Trout's back, the Angels are gonna be good. So we can't just throw cookies. And they already got Syndergaard. They have pitchers now. So we can't just go and say, let's throw Ohtani a fastball down the middle. We're going to have to throw him a first pitch slider in the dirt. Let's see if he swings over the top. And when he does, you're going to say, okay, let's see if he can sustain this. Then when he starts to hit again, slide in the dirt.
Pitchers figure out hitters after, especially after a year. And MVP hitters, they're honing in on one guy to say, all right, this guy cannot get a hit off of me this year. Where am I going to throw a pitch that he's not going to get a hit off of me this year? And if pitchers specifically hone in on that, it's a lot harder. It makes the competition a lot harder for that person, that player. I don't know if he repeats it, honestly, because to pitch as well as he did and to hit as well as he did in the same scenarios, he's got a better team, yeah. But again, I think, it's hard to repeat in baseball too. Like, it's probably one of the hardest things to repeat in.
Well, if you're one of the great players, you'll find a way. Like, DJ was top 3 in MVP 2 years in a row. Judge should have won in 2017. 2018, if he never got hurt, he was on pace.
Yeah, but to win though. To win, because not only does that take like the numbers, but it also takes like the consideration of like the committee, and people, like coaches, players,
every other player too.
Yeah,
because Trout went back to back. I think Miguel Cabrera was going to go back to back because that second year he was close. No. So like Miguel Cabrera won in 2012, Trout's first year. Trout was second. Then Trout's second year, Trout and Miguel Cabrera were again neck and neck, but Miguel Cabrera didn't win the Triple Crown that second year. So they said, okay, Trout, you're the MVP. And then from that time forward, it was just a bunch of randoms.
It was basically Trout.
Yeah.
It's the way the league changes too. There was kind of like a down spurt in the league, especially like the American League, I think just hits a lot better. So if you're looking at mostly hitting numbers, offensive numbers, your AL MVP at least is going to be an AL hitter, like from a top team like that.
Unless you have like Verlander 2011, where he's just by far and away the greatest pitcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
What DeGrom should have been last year. What DeGrom should have been 2021 before he got hurt. Yeah, because the Mets were only in playoff consideration because of DeGrom. But what I will say is, I think MVP should be MVP. Most valuable.
Like just a single one?
Not.
No AL, no NL?
No, I'm saying most valuable in each league.
Oh, okay.
Not who's the best player. And that's where the differences come from. Trout wins every year because he's the best player. Not because he's the most valuable. The Angels suck with him and without him. Like, put Trout on the Yankees and the Yankees go from 100-win team to 115-win team probably. And then we could talk about he's the most valuable player, because not only did he make the Yankees so much better than they were, he actually had meaningful games. He's not just hitting out there by himself. You understand? So that's the difference.
Yeah. Where we at, man? We are in a lockout. That's where the MLB is right now. And last I heard, they were gonna go into like some breakout session or bargaining session, either this week or next week. But that's ultimately meaningless to baseball fans, baseball players.
This time instead of 7.
Manfred's gonna listen to a bunch of people talk, and he's gonna say, "Okay, that's cool," and he's gonna walk out the meeting and not say anything else. And he's gonna go to media and say, "We're having very positive discussions about baseball 2022." Yeah. Meanwhile, nothing is getting done.
We met for 7 minutes and 32 seconds this time. Very positive. We're moving in the right direction.
It's going to take some time. Honestly, do you think there's going to be baseball played this year?
Oh, yeah, 100%. They would never drop.
I think there will be. You think it'll be a shortened season?
It might be you start May 1st instead of March 30th, but they're going to start.
I think they said they're going to play. I don't know if it'll be shortened season, but I think they're giving a deadline of like late February. If they don't have anything done by late February, like pitchers, catchers start, then they're definitely pushing back till at least like May, earliest like May, probably June.
So what I heard is that,
season.
Yeah.
Well, short season. Yeah.
This is what I heard. They want expanded play. Owners want expanded playoffs, 154 game season, and universal DH. Everybody else, the only thing that they agree on is universal DH. They want a universal DH, but the players want regular 162. They want regular playoffs because they don't want to include 15 teams. That's half the league. Half the league should not be making the playoffs. It's not that
the playoff expansion thing is so like it's almost wrong for baseball actually, because in other sports it makes sense. Like basketball, it takes into half of each conference, right? Mm-hmm. And they've expanded it now to like 10 out of the 15 teams in each conference. That's a lot. But so first of all, play 162 games and then go into like a 5 round playoff format. Players gonna be dead.
Yeah,
gonna be dying come November. You're gonna be playing baseball in like 30-degree weather in most places.
I don't really like it, and my reasoning for not liking it is because of that, exactly what you said. But here's what the owners want: the extra $10 billion they're gonna make off playoff tickets, and
that's a NFL Week 17. Yeah,
exactly. So they're gonna lose about $3-4 million on the 7-8 games that they're not gonna play at the end of the year, but they're gonna make billions in the playoff tickets, because playoff tickets skyrocket. It's $200 for the last row.
Oh,
not 5. It's $200 for the last row. So you're making that on 40,000, and then say you make it, you have home field advantage like the Yankees. You're making that times 3 for the small series. That times 5. That times 4 for the big series. That's an extra. That's billions of dollars that they're gonna make. Like I'm talking about
especially
everyone
with those
together,
extra teams,
not just the Yankees. I'm talking about everyone together, and then you have to share that revenue. So every team now so now what the players want is, hey, if y'all want all of that, you gotta raise the salary cap, the luxury tax, because you're not about to make all this money and then nickel and dime me. No. If you're gonna make extra billions, I need my check to go up. Oh, but you're playing less games. No. You just forced half the league into the playoffs. Everyone's playing more games now. It's not just the good teams. Everyone. So no, my check gotta go up. Not me. Yeah. I don't want to hear that. My check gotta go up. Sorry. So that's where we are. But I don't care, man. I just need baseball.
No, it'll happen. Yeah. There's definitely gonna be a baseball season this year. I'm personally vying for the players. I hope they get what they want, because I know, like in the NFL, it kind of got hit hard, but that's still mostly like COVID stuff. But this week 17, especially now that we passed through it, like kind of dating ourselves here, but that week 18, I mean, it was unnecessary, like useless. It added an extra week to the season that maybe added a little more interest into a couple games.
The Steelers, and that's the only difference. The Steelers and the Colts. The Colts really dropped the ball, but the Steelers, they needed that game.
Yeah, man. I was rooting for that tie, though. I was rooting for that. Yeah. It was so close. It was very close. Yeah. Very, very close. Yo, all right. Hey, man, this was baseball 2021, but going into baseball 2022, we're probably looking at a great season, honestly. Every year is a great season. Nice. Just want better for our Yankees. I mean, how much more can we ask for in that we just need another big signing plus another 100 wins? No, that's not asking much. It's what we ask for every year. Sure. it's the norm. I don't know. Do you personally see success this year against the Yankees? I still do. Like, regardless of who we're picking up.
I don't think the Yankees will ever be bad again. Unless something catastrophic happens. Like,
yeah,
the Yankees are the team that, like, say we have Aaron Judge for the next 10 years, right? And he ends up being absolutely nasty. And him, Stanton retire at the same time. Carlos Correa still has a year left on his $65 billion contract. And then there's no one left. Brett Gardner's the manager now. And we're stuck with a bunch of Yankees that are like, man, we had no money to sign anybody else. We're playing with
players from like 2016 names,
like a bunch of random guys in their 40s because we couldn't afford anybody else.
Lyle Overbay.
Yeah. Oh man, my boy Lyle Overbay was nasty in the Yankees, yo. No slander against Lyle. Doug
Minkavich for those 3 years. Ooh. Like, oh my god! You know what? If we're gonna do a baseball draft, we should definitely do like a 2013 to 2016 Yankees roster draft.
Oh man. Okay.
Justin Fields.
We can do the whole thing, but we got to get Nate on here because he would have me weak on that episode. But yeah, let's keep that in the bag.
Back burners. Hey man, all right. So we want to call you. Like hour and a half.
We got our we did a draft last year, guys, and we're gonna release it. I don't know how we're gonna release it.
We gotta find so much
trouble. But we're gonna release it. That's really why we stopped recording, because we could not go on without releasing that draft, and it kind of just messed us up.
It was like timely, like it could still apply to today. I mean, some people's teams might take a hit, like just based off who we draft. I know I got Russell Westbrook on my team, and we'll talk about that after. That might be another episode. I don't know, but it's not even about the timing. Once we get that out, we're back in action, and honestly, we're back in action now. You listen to our episode right now.
Listening to our episode right now.
And we'll be back. Same scenarios every week. We still got our stuff still on our YouTube channels. You can watch them live there. We're still always on Podbean. We're still always on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. I think that's 6, right? Did we miss one? I don't think so. That's 6.
That's a bunch.
I gotta look at my apps. Listen, man, it's been a long time. I'm glad we're starting 2022 off right, man. We'll be back in action, and we got to continue this through the whole year. That's the one thing. We had no stops in our way. We covered all the sports, A to Z, from day 1 to day 365. We got y'all covered. So make sure you guys are tuning in. Definitely keep following Shane. Shane's got a lot of upcoming stuff, man. He still got his YouTube channel. Then we go check out his MLB The Show playing, because it's getting intense. He's like probably top 3 MLB The Show players in the world right now. The way he's working.
Cap guy. I'm trash. Oh man. I wish I was that nice. Oh, that's funny. Top 3. I wish.
What else? What else you got going on though? You still got at Shaniac the Helmer, right?
Yeah, Shaniac the Helmer. You guys know where to find me. You guys know where to find D-Rod. Shaniac. I'm Shaniac the Helmer on YouTube. Shaniac the Helmer _YT _Shaniac the Helmer on Twitch. I mean, not Twitch, on TikTok. You find me. Y'all can find me. It's easy to find me. You're
gonna see all the links below. The links are always in the bio on YouTube. They're always in our bio on Twitter. That's at D-Rod and Shaniac Pod. You can see it down below there. Man, we ready. Season 2.
Let's do it.
get into it.